Hey there, hi there, and hello, my fellow entrepreneurs from around the world. I hope today finds you safe and well. Today, I'm talking to you about balancing your life and your business. And if you're finding that you either don't have enough time for family or hobbies or other commitments, or maybe you don't have enough time for your business and you're struggling to find the balance, whatever that balance might look like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a 50-50 split. But if you are struggling with that, then this is the video for you, because I've had to overcome these same struggles. And in fact, actually, I think overcome is the wrong word. I've had to find my own definition of what balance means to me when it comes to work and life, like business and life. Because I love doing what I do in my business so much, it's just so easy to keep plowing extra time into it. And then I don't have enough time for relationships in my life, exercise, sleeping, all these things that then wear me down, that then affect my ability to actually work in my business. And so this is why I've had to find my own unique balance, and this is how I've done it. This is something that's really important to me, because when I work with clients and business owners, I want them to find their own sense of balance, whatever that looks like for them, and not necessarily be just pushing harder, working harder, doing more, because that actually doesn't lead to more income. In fact, the times where I've managed to pull on the brakes and do less hours, things like that, that's where I've actually managed to increase my income just out of coincidental factors, in fact. So again, just some things that I wanted to talk about today. So before I dive into all the goodness, I just want to quickly introduce myself. I'm Tiffany from Tiffany G Studios, and I am a client attraction specialist. I help coaches, consultants, and service providers to attract clients by launching their first online course or group program, okay? And by launch, I don't mean huge money involved, huge audience, or anything like that, and really stressful and all this technology and all that. I mean creating an online event experience, okay? Something that is fun for you as the person who is running it, and as much fun for the people attending. And it's fun, it's eye-opening, and you get to showcase what you're passionate about and showcase your knowledge. And then it's an easy lead in to people wanting to work with you from there. This is the kind of thing that I'm talking about. And I help people do this over a period of 3 months. And we actually sit down and work out an approach, a plan that works for your personality. And then from there, we go through your personality and your lifestyle, okay? And then we go through and set about implementing it over the next 2 to 3 months. And through that time, I help you with all the tips and templates, all that feedback. And then I hold your hand as we sort of leap into the next phase of your business, and we run a launch, okay? So yeah, that's what I'm passionate about. That's what I love to do. If this is something that you are interested in finding out more about, and doing it in a way that doesn't burn you out and leave you stressed out and not enough time for friends and family and all of the other good things in life, then yeah, get in touch with me, say hi, and find out how you can get on the wait list for my upcoming program. Okay, now let's dive into the goodness for today's video, shall we? So we are talking about that balance of life and business. Number one, I want you to set clear priorities, okay? You need to make decisions about where you are going to spend your time. You need to make decisions and have clear boundaries around how you're going to spend your time, and you need to enforce those boundaries, okay? So, for example, having a boundary of, okay, you know, I take client calls between these particular hours on these particular days, okay? Other boundaries like, you know what, every day at this time I go for a walk, or for the people who need less structure, I go for a walk 30 minutes every day, or things like that. You know, I exercise, just having those clear boundaries. Now, I'm not saying that things aren't going to come up and you're not going to have days where you plan for that to happen and then it didn't happen. And in fact, I'm having one of those days. I did not get out for my walk today, and I'm continuing to finish off these videos so we have the next batch done. So I just feel like I need to tell you that even though the balance shifts and it moves, and you have to find what works for you. And not saying that it's perfect every day and all the time, and this isn't the solution of all solutions, but making these decisions around your boundaries, okay? Making these decisions around how long you spend on client calls, how many hours do you spend with a particular client, that kind of thing. Having these clear boundaries so that you can say to people, okay, I need to go now, all right, we've finished with our time, that kind of thing can all help. Also having clear boundaries with your family members, things like that, and maybe them even knowing, hey, these are the times that I'm free for you to, to hang out, and then these are the times where I'm not free and I'm focused on my business, okay? Working out what works for you. So having these set priorities and things that you've agreed with for yourself. My number 2 thing, I want to put out this scary idea for you, and that is consider doing less. I'm going to say that again. Consider doing less. Now, this is something that I have fought against for too long. In fact, for pretty much the whole time I've been running my business, that's for sure, is the idea of doing less, because I have struggled with the idea that, hang on, I'm not earning the money I want to be earning yet, so I need to do more hours, right? But I want to talk about the 80-20 rule, okay? And that is where 80% of your results come from 20% of your actions, and really honing in on what is getting you the biggest results, what's getting you the most results. And from there, making sure you then double down on those things and maybe removing the clutter, the stuff that's not really moving the needle, okay? The stuff that's not really making that much of a big difference in your business. So for example, in my business, I create content and I create 3 pieces of quality content a week. I don't create content every day at this point. That may change as I'm growing a team, and we might do more. But at the moment, we have this approach because that is what is working for me, okay? So having that whole, all right, I do these 3 pieces of content per week, and yeah, it's working. So there might be other areas of your business, okay? I found when I got on more one-on-one calls with people, that actually moved the needle more than creating content in my business, if that makes sense. In fact, the content supports what I do with my one-on-one outreach versus actually, having just the content and using that to attract people. So yeah, different things that may or may not actually be working. Another story that I was told was like a salesperson who, and I know, this is just an example of the 80-20 rule, and that is a particular salesperson who knew that her people were at home between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. And even though her business wanted her to make calls from 9 till 5, she knew that she would make the most money between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m., right? So that's when she did the calls. That's when she made her money. The rest of the time, she did other types of work rather than making the sales calls, because she knew that it was a waste of time, like it wasn't going to get her the results she wanted. And I know we all don't want to be bothered at dinner time with sales calls and stuff anymore. It's kind of an old example, but it always helps me open my eyes to what options and what opportunities are available from that side of things, okay? Consider doing less, okay? Write down your to-do list. If you're seeing the same things appear there all the time, maybe it's time to cross them off and decide that that's not important anymore and that you're not going to do it, okay? Consider doing less. Number 3, my third approach is using calendar blocking, okay? I have this whole system. I have another video on it, and I will try and get a link to it here in the description or something too, and maybe it'll be in an info card around here, but calendar blocking. So this is this whole system that I use where I plan out my week in advance and I work out where I'm going to be spending my time during that week and plan it in these blocks, okay? So anything from the to-do list gets put into a block on the calendar, and from there, then we go through the days that way. Now, I know for a lot of you who might be watching, you might be really creative, and like me, I didn't like this whole idea at first. So it comes with a lot of caveats, right? One, I don't follow everything perfectly. I will have days where things get out of whack, and then I go, okay, cool, I need to put that on the next day and move things around. But I'm moving things with intention, and I understand how I'm spending my time, okay? And I actually understand how I'm overloading myself on my days and maybe expecting myself to do too much in a particular day. And then I learn from that and maybe not overschedule myself in the future. You see how suddenly we have this friendlier relationship with time and friendlier relationship with priorities and where we're spending our time, because time is the thing that we can't get back once it's spent. I guess like a lot of things, once it's spent, you can't get back, but you know what I mean, right? You can't get it back. This is why I use this calendar blocking thing. And part of the calendar blocking thing is I can actually sort of say, hey, here's creative time. I want 2 hours time to be creative. And at that time, when it comes up on my schedule, it's like, cool, I know that all the other stuff on my to-do list is scheduled for other time, so I don't need to sit there thinking, oh, maybe I should be doing this thing, maybe I should be doing that thing. What about the bookkeeping? What about this email I have to reply to, that kind of thing? It's like, no, that has its time. I will get to that in my schedule, and I can just focus on this one thing right now. And that's been really powerful for me in terms of helping me find the balance. I've actually had some friends make fun of me because I even have things in there like time with my husband is like a particular coloured calendar block. And yeah, but it helps me, okay? And it also helps my husband know, oh, cool, those are the times where I'm free, that kind of thing. And these are the times when I'm recording my videos, etc. Okay, so let me just recap my 3 things again. Number 1 is set clear priorities, okay? And enforce those boundaries. Enforce them is really important. Set those priorities, okay? I'm going to spend how much time on client calls. I'm going to take client calls when. I'm going to do this then, and that sort of stuff. Number 2 is consider doing less, okay? I know that that's not what we're told. We're told to hustle, do more, be more productive, but actually doing less. And what I forgot to mention actually is that in being more productive, like you actually, it's sort of like it burns down your ability to keep making decisions, the doing more, that kind of thing. You actually get less quality of work coming out the more you try and do. Like by your 11th hour in, you're probably not creating good quality stuff. Okay, things to be aware of. And then 3 was the calendar blocking. Okay, number 3, the calendar blocking. So yeah, planning it out, and it doesn't necessarily have to be electronic. You can do it on paper, but actually anything from your to-do list actually gets scheduled into, I'm going to do that at 10 a.m. on Monday. I'm going to do that at 11 a.m. on Monday. And I've got to be honest, like my Mondays, I don't necessarily follow it perfectly, but I do have this, I can see it scheduled out, and I know I'm not putting too many things into my day. And that's really, really important for not feeling overwhelmed and being able to make forward progress in your business and yeah, helping you keep that balance. Okay, so I'd love to hear from you now. What do you think about all of these thoughts, these approaches? What is one thing that's been on your to-do list for far too long that maybe just needs to be crossed off? Let me know in the comments below. Reach out if you are interested in helping with launching your online course or online program to attract clients. And yeah, that's it from me. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Tiffany from Tiffany G Studios. That's it from me. Bye for now.